for his low level and unknown bloodline, calling him weak and useless. A silhouette walks away thinking as expected, possibly disappointed or unsurprised by the outcome. He realizes the system couldn't detect any standard beast template for him. Instead, he unlocks the mysterious infinite monster template system that works through quests and reputation. He smiles, realizing his template is different and possibly more powerful than everyone else's. He gets excited, thinking if he meets the conditions, he can draw unlimited monster templates and become the king of monsters. The story shifts to Enchang No 1 High School. The teacher doubts Yi's request to study from home, thinking he won't actually focus. Yi passionately insists he wants to get stronger and do better. Yi admits he's far behind and needs special training to catch up with others. The teacher warns Yi that without strong basics, he won't pass the entrance exam even with awakened powers. He advises Yi to repeat the year and aim for college again next year instead of rushing. Yi passionately pleads with his teacher, claiming his awakened bloodline will help him succeed if he trains hard. With sparkling determined eyes, Yi insists he's telling the truth and begs for a chance. The teacher is stunned by Yi's sincerity and starts to believe him. The teacher agrees but doubts Yi will succeed, saying he'll likely need to repeat the year next time. Yi heads to the Enchang Warrior Center. Yi explains he has over $1 million in startup capital from his parents' accident and house mortgage. He decides his two options are to train as a warrior or increase compatibility with Timura's template. He notices Timura has 3 compatibility points, 2 more than the system's usual one, raising his curiosity. He concludes the only possible answer involves the mysterious serum. The serum boosted the Timura template, granting it 2 extra compatibility points. He realizes gene-related serums can boost his template. And it's a better path than hard warrior training. Excited by the idea, Yi rushes off to buy a gene-enhancing serum using his startup money. He scans his student ID card to enter the facility. Yi looks surprised as something unexpected catches his attention. He sees many powerful people with dark, shadowy beast auras filling the area. Yi is shocked to see that everyone around him has already awakened their bloodline. After awakening the Mad Flame Dimora template, he gains the special sensory power called Life Magnetic Field. Dimora's ability allows him to detect life signals from other creatures using its magnetic field. He can now feel the burning energy and beastly power inside other awakened warriors. He feels an uncontrollable urge to fight, influenced by Mad Dimora, the king of beasts. He admits he's still weak, but plans to one day show the world the power of the king of beasts. Suddenly, someone taps Yi on the shoulder, catching him off guard. A confident and stylish woman playfully warns Yi not to stare at others so casually. Yi apologizes, and the woman explains it's normal for new awakeners to lose control. He asks for help finding genetic medicine. She explains that gene medicine is expensive and can become less effective over time due to resistance. She advises using gene potions only after hitting a bottleneck. Yi curiously asks how much one costs. She tells him that at his stage, only beginner potions are suitable and they cost about 400,000. Yi is shocked by the price and says even with all his money he can't afford 5 potions, then asks her for a discount. She hands him her business card and tells him he can get a discount using her referral as a veteran warrior. Yi waves goodbye playfully, while Huang Li thanks him with a smile. Someone with glowing blue eyes intensely focuses, ready for what's next. Yi is shocked by a huge hospital bill showing 1,450,000 yuan. Yi nervously shops at a weapon store, overwhelmed by the insane prices. The building lights up at dusk, hinting something powerful is happening inside. Yi begins merging with the Mad Flame Beast template, glowing with blue energy. Yi's stats skyrocket as he mutates, surrounded by floating gene syringes. Yi collapses, exhausted but thrilled after leveling up through gene potions. Yi proudly reflects on his rapid progress and potential if he uses Demola's full power. Excited and confident, Yi believes he has a real chance at topping the exam. Yi flexes with determination, declaring his cheat mode isn't enough if it can't surpass geniuses. Yi enters the secret realm, where zones are ranked from A to S based on danger. S-class realms hold beasts so powerful, they could destroy the world if unleashed. Yi arrives at Anjhingnao, 3, an A-level secret realm. He notices the place is quiet, thinking only weak beasts remain for rookies. Yi books his entry and signs a death waiver to enter the secret realm. Standing before a glowing portal, Yi stares at the secret realm rift. Yi declares his ambition to become the king of beasts. With fierce determination, he leaps into the portal. He dives deep into the swirling energy of the secret realm rift. Yi lands inside the realm, ready for whatever awaits. The secret realm spans across stars Kunglan, Enwei, and Taijin. Yi marvels at the realm, amazed by the sight he'd only read about. He's awestruck by the beauty, calling it truly magnificent while admiring the starry sky. A red beast quietly watches him nearby. A fierce first-rank beast, the Blade Fang Rabbit, launches an attack. It charges Yi with deadly fangs and explosive energy. Yi easily grabs the rabbit midair, overpowering it. He smirks, revealing he sensed the beast long before it attacked Yi. He reveals his special ability, Life Magnetic Field. He finishes the Blade Fang Rabbit with a single powerful strike. He examines the magic core, estimating its value at 1000 yuan. Yi realizes how profitable this is. He earned in minutes what others make in weeks. Yi considers that collecting low-level beast cores isn't worth it and wants to find a stronger beast. A huge, terrifying beast suddenly appears before Yi. The beast is revealed to be a second-ranked demon corpse bug, just what Yi was looking for. Yi grins confidently and prepares to fight, saying speak of the devil. Yi enters Anchang 3. An A-class secret realm glowing with mysterious energy. Yi clashes head-on with the monster, slashing fiercely with his blade. Yi recalls info from the monster encyclopedia and targets the bug's weak spot, the soft abdomen. The demon corpse bug launches a powerful, swirling energy attack at Yi. Yi charges up powerful martial energy, preparing a special move. Yi unleashes a devastating hyper beam attack on the monster. A new terrifying beast appears and launches spinning purple projectiles from its mouth. Yi is shocked to learn the monster's mandibles can shoot deadly projectiles. Yi gets hit hard by the monster's projectile and is thrown back violently. Furious, Yi yells about his expensive outfit being ruined. He realizes his current martial arts level isn't enough to defeat the beast. Yi blames his weak performance on the original body's poor academic and martial foundation. Yi, out of options, decides to activate his cheat ability. He triggers Mad Demoler, Emperor Demon's bloodline, for a massive power boost. His body transforms with glowing energy, his strength jumps from 15 to 21. The demon bug roars in fury, preparing for another attack. A monstrous beast lunges with wide jaws to attack a fast-moving figure. Yi charges downward with beast-like claws, surrounded by green energy. Yi stands victorious after destroying the Tier 2 corpse demon bug, still radiating heat. Yi complains that his expensive sword got corroded by the demon bug's venom and calls it a scam. Yi clutches his stomach, realizing he's starving after the monster hunt. He smells something delicious in the air, instantly drooling. Yi is shocked to find a green-grade magic core emitting a mouth-watering aroma. Ignoring the risk, Yi shouts who cares and prepares to eat the core. Yi swallows the glowing green magic core, which bursts with energy. The system updates, showing a slight increase in his compatibility with the Emperor Demon template. Yi is amazed to feel his compatibility rising as power surges through him. Excited, Yi realizes that cheap magic cores can boost compatibility more efficiently than expensive potions. Yi cries sparkly tears, realizing he wasted his money on pay-to-win potions. Fueled by frustration, Yi vows to hunt all night to make up for his loss. Yi activates his life field, sending out a wave to detect nearby life. By the next afternoon, his compatibility reaches 9% and his physique climbs to 15. 8. He decides to stop consuming white cores and sell them since they no longer help. The woman is shocked that a high schooler like Yi collected 20 white cores and 1 green core. Yi He follows government rules, handing over part of his loot and earning 200,000 credits. With 9 days left before the college exam, a D-class secret realm opens in Channal for a team discusses completing a bounty mission for the Blood Jade Flower. They realize they're one person short for entering the secret realm due to old Chen's injury. Lin He assures the team he contacted an agency to find a new martial artist. He introduces himself as a Tier 2 martial artist while a hooded figure stands by. Yi He, in disguise, confirms his fake identity as Dazzler, a level 9 martial disciple. Yi He explains he paid 100,000 credits to an illegal agency to get a fake ID and join the mission. The others find the name Dazzler weird and Yi He admits it's a copyright-safe version. Lin He wants Yi He not to hold the team back since he's underleveled, but lets him tag along to observe. Yi He agrees, thinking it's better to clarify expectations now than be betrayed mid-mission. The team drives through the portal, determined to find the Blood Jade Flower. They track the flower to an oasis, but it's guarded by a strong Tier 2 monster with elite bloodline, Ye. He reflects on how the secret realms vary this time. It's a desert instead of a rainforest. The team is suddenly chased by ferocious earth demon rats. Captain orders Hood to deal with the threat, and he prepares to fight. Hood unleashes massive bladed weapons as he gets ready for battle. Hood's blades slice through the earth demon rats with deadly precision. The rats explode mid-chase as the vehicle speeds across the desert. Hood calmly confirms the threat is eliminated while Yi He observes his brutal efficiency. A view of the desert shows a distant green oasis under glowing planets, possibly the flow's location. The team marches forward under a fiery sky, ready to take on the Blood Jade Flower mission. Yi He wonders why they stopped driving despite the distance to the oasis. Lin He explains the engine noise would alert nearby monsters, so they must walk. The team begins assigning roles. Xiao Xia will use a stun grenade. Xiao Wu and Hood will set traps. Old Liu will provide cover fire, while Lin He takes the front lines. They tell Yi He aka Dad Sla to just stay back and observe, and he casually agrees. A flare launches into the sky, signaling something's about to happen. A stun grenade explodes, releasing monster-attracting pheromones. A terrifying tear-to-earth dragon charges toward the scene. A mysterious figure walks through the smoke, armed and ready. A bald, menacing man appears with a sinister smile and blade laughing maniacally. Lin He attacks the giant beast with a powerful energy blast. The team celebrates as the earth dragon collapses. Defeated Lin He, calm and fearless, tells the team to keep moving forward. A dragon's massive claw comes crashing down as someone shouts to warn Captain Lin. Yi He leaps from above to strike the dragon that is threatening Captain Lin. Yi He unleashes a devastating energy attack from above, striking the ground with explosive force. The team is shocked that a martial novice like Yi He could shake a tear-to beast with a single punch. Everyone celebrates Yi He's victory as he casually says no biggie and is welcomed as a new companion. Lin He holds up the Earth Dragon's core, confirming its defeat. The group discusses the red soul essence of the Earth Dragon, amazed at its value and potential. Captain Lin says they barely made it, but successfully defeated the dragon and found its blood. Lin is unexpectedly stabbed from behind by Hude, who grins menacingly. The team is shocked and horrified, shouting Lin's name and asking what's happening. He draws his sword and demands to know why Hude is attacking. A massive bald man with a skull belt and fur collar appears. He is identified as Huopeng. Yi He learns from his teammate that Huopeng is a dungeon thief who steals loot from martial artists. Captain Lin struggles after being poisoned, questioning how Huda knew the secret dungeon location. Yi He realizes the enemy embedded hidden information inside a deadly dart. The villain mocks Yi He, telling him to return to school instead of chasing death. Yi He calmly replies that he's aiming to be the top scorer even in battle. The enemy charges at Yi He, calling him arrogant. Yi He activates his power, calling the bald enemy the real arrogant one. Yi He powers up with blue flames, calling the enemy trash he's ready to take out. Huopeng smirks and orders Hu Di to kill Yi He. Huda launches a deadly barrage of flaming blades at Yi He. Yi He counters with a powerful, fiery energy attack, unleashing his full strength. The battlefield is shaken, and someone warns that Huda has vanished. Huda leaps down from above using the powerful move Mountain Splitter. He channels electricity and prepares to test out a new skill. He blasts Huda with a piercing energy attack straight to the chest. Captain Lin and his teammate are stunned that a so-called novice defeated Huda in one blow. He casually silences the scene while Hu De lies defeated in the background. Huopeng is shocked and asks what powerful family he belongs to, recognizing his gene technique. He calmly replies that he's from the Damondra clan and mocks his enemy's desperation. The enemy, now in a monstrous form, declares that he still can't match his overwhelming power. Huopeng activates his bloodline transformation Tyrant Terror Black Bear. Using the martial technique, Peak Shaker, Huopeng towers over Yi in his beast form. Yi strikes back fiercely, targeting the beast's legs with a powerful glowing attack. Huopeng unleashes a powerful spin punch as Yi charges in close. The beast's massive paw slams into the ground with explosive force. Yi realizes the strength of a second-tier martial artist as Huopeng's energy surges dangerously. Huopeng builds up a powerful area shockwave, cracking the ground beneath him. Yi, now glowing with energy, prepares to launch his counterattack, declaring it's his turn. Yi unleashes his ultimate move, Confused Mountain Crush, with a glowing blue fist. The powerful punch lands, blasting the enemy back with overwhelming force. Yi stands victorious as the defeated enemy lies unconscious on the ground. The team looks on in awe, stunned by how incredibly strong Yi is. The beaten villain curses Yi, calling his toxic gene technique despicable and vowing he'll be punished. Yi, glowing with power, coldly wonders why everyone keeps cursing him and questions who the villain even is. A huge martial arts event is kicking off at Ant City's stadium with cheers and flying banners. The entrance exam is a knockout battle where students fight in pairs to move to the next round. Each student must win 3 matches in auditions to reach the finals and become the top scorer. The announcer motivates students, reminding them they carry humanity's hopes on their shoulders. The Ant City higher exams begin, and fierce battles erupt in Arena Number 1. In Arena Number 4, a girl strikes her opponent with a powerful glowing punch. Arena Number 6 faces a delay. Only one candidate has arrived so far. The commentator explains that Huang Tong is present, but he hasn't shown up and may forfeit. Huang Tong recalls her past humiliation and wanted revenge using her fierce fire lizard. But you didn't show up, the crowd mocks Yi, calling him a coward for not appearing at the exam. The referee declares that Yi from Annie City No 1 middle school has forfeited due to absence. Suddenly, powerful energy fills the air, shocking even the experienced elders. A glowing blue figure descends from the sky, shocking the onlookers. Everyone is stunned by the unknown power, letting someone fly through the sky. A massive energy blast crashes down in front of Huang Tong, shaking the arena. Startled by the explosion, Huang Tong panics, unsure of what's happening. Yi suddenly appears and punches Huang Tong in the face with full force. Yi launches her into the air with a blinding burst of blue energy. Shielding his eyes, Yi casually comments that he almost had to try again next year. Huang Tong lies defeated on the ground as the announcer declares Yi the winner. The crowd erupts in excitement, praising Yi's power and his legendary sky kick. Yi's stats are revealed. His strength comes from the blood jade fruit and a monster template. The tournament bracket shows Yi advancing, now set to face Long Tao. Yi defeats Long Tao from An City No. 4 middle school with a powerful blue energy attack. Yi strikes down another opponent Long Tao from City No. 3 securing yet another victory. The crowd goes wild, calling Yi a one-kick Superman for his unstoppable victories. Yi wins all 3 matches and moves on to the 3rd round of the tournament. Universities start chasing Yi, eager to recruit him for his talent. Yi is surrounded by university scouts praising him and offering scholarships. Yi pauses and calmly repeats the question: a favorite university. Yi confidently announces that his goal is to enter Hiwadu University. Others doubt Yi, warning him not to be overconfident. Huadu is a top martial arts university. Yi smirks, determined to prove them wrong and take first place through sheer strength. Officials approach Yi He, asking him to undergo a re-evaluation of his martial arts level. Officials are shocked. His martial arts level jumped from 3rd to 9th in just half a month. He explains that he trained in a dangerous secret realm to fulfill his father's final message. Everyone is stunned to learn that He broke through his genetic lock. The officials rush off to report the shocking news while He realizes he's now being closely watched. Other students receive warm encouragement from their families as they prepare for the exam. He reflects sadly that he has no one to cheer him on, realizing he's truly alone. An old man watching from afar cheers Yi on, showing someone still cares. Yi enters the arena for his promotion match with full confidence. Yi's next opponent is Luo Shan, a powerful fighter with elite lineage and bloodline. Luo Shan mocks Yi, but Yi stays calm, confident that strength will decide everything. Luo Shan unleashes his full power by activating his bloodline awakening. He attacks Yi with a deadly martial art move, dashing lightning claw. The claw rushes toward Yi with intense speed and energy. Yi calmly blocks the attack with transformed hands, mocking Luo Shan's weak impact. Luo Shun screams in pain as Yi crushes his hand effortlessly. Yi lifts Luo Shun into the air, overpowering him completely. With a devastating energy blast, Yi smashes Luo Shun into the ground. Yi smirks confidently as the announcer declares him the winner once again. The announcer is stunned. Luo Shun, a top seed, was instantly knocked out by Yi. Online fans go wild over Yi's unmatched calmness and skills, calling him a true master. The crowd erupts and cheers, calling Yi the one-kick man and a finalist for sure. A mysterious girl watches silently as Luo Shun is carried away on a stretcher, whispering Yi's name. A new rival watches Yi with admiration and declares he'll defeat him in the final. At Wadu University, the admissions office orders a full investigation on Yi. Meanwhile, matches in another arena continue as the second group advances. Kai Shaoling, the confident queen of Archam Second Senior High, enters the spotlight. Liu Qingxiu, the elegant and silent, unattainable flower, steps into the arena as her rival. The referee blows the whistle, starting the match between the two girls. Kai Shaoling charges at Liu Qingxiu with a confident taunt. Liu Qingxiu activates her powerful secret martial art technique. A massive energy strike blasts toward Kai Shaoling. Kai Shaoling gets knocked high into the air from the impact. Kai Shaoling unleashes her fire-powered martial skill. Howling Gale Strike. Liu Qingxiu pretends to be vulnerable, trapping her opponent with swirling energy. Kai Shaoling panics as her hand is stuck in the air currents Liu created. Liu Qingxiu strikes with her powerful primordial chaos finger technique. The announcer is shocked that a student has mastered a high-level Shanwang martial skill. Kai Shaoling activates her fierce transformation awakening Tiger King. Kai Shaoling awakens the Shadowclaw Tiger King, an extremely rare third-tier royal bloodline. With a fierce grin, Kai demands to see Liu Qingxiu's Netherphonics bloodline. Furious, Kai mocks Liu's calm response and unleashes her full wrath. Liu Qingxiu counters with the powerful Liu family secret art. The two clash head-on, their powers surging with blinding energy. Kai Shaoling uses fierce tiger's crippling kick to strike with intense force. Liu Qingxiu counters with the glowing primordial chaos jade. Their powerful techniques collide, shaking the entire arena. The audience watches tensely, unsure who will come out on top. Kai Shaoling appears to be the winner, still standing in the dust, but something feels off. Kai suddenly senses danger. Kai Shaoling collapses from exhaustion. Liu Qingxiu remains standing. Liu Qingxiu is declared the winner, hailed as a once-in-a-century genius. Online viewers are stunned to learn Liu Qingxiu awakened a rare fourth-tier Netherphonics bloodline. The tournament prepares for the top 8 advancement draw ceremony. He steps up to draw his match placement. He draws slot A for the next round. Shen Guan from Qingfeng Private High draws group A heel face Yi. Shen Guan suggests. They watch the first match, Luo Roman 11 vs Chu Zhu. Luo Roman 11 enters with powerful energy control. Aiming for Wadu University despite Luo's size strength, Chu Zhu defeats him effortlessly. Yi learns that Chu Zhu, his schoolmate, is the mysterious winner. The Qingfeng principal fumes after their first match ends in defeat. Yi He asks Shen Guan how he compares to Luo Roman 11. Shen Guan proudly says he's the martial arts club president and even two teammates together couldn't beat him. Shen Guan admits Yi He is the only real threat in this year's exams. He compares Yi He to a dormant volcano hiding a terrifying beast. Shen Guan signals it's time they're up next. The second match of the top 8 advancement tournament begins. Yi He faces off against Shen Guan as the intense battle starts. The Enchang High School Martial Arts Tournament is heating up. Yi He and Shen Guan clash fiercely, their powers equally matched. The crowd watches in shock as the intense battle unleashes powerful energy. Shen Guan grins through the blood, mocking Yi He's supposed strength. Shen Guan powers up, shielding himself with martial energy. Yi He prepares to strike. Yi He acknowledges Shen Guan's strength, ready to take on the challenge. Shen Guan unleashes his clan's dragon martial arts, summoning a fiery beast. With explosive force, Shen Guan launches a devastating dual fist strike. Yi He's eyes widen. He's shocked by Shen Guan's incredible speed. Yi He is struck midair by a powerful blow, unable to dodge in time. Yi He coughs up blood, overwhelmed by Shen Guan's fierce attack. Yi He slams into the floor, the impact shaking the entire arena. Another fighter charges in with a raging bear spirit to defend Yi He. Shen Guan crashes Yi He into the ground with brutal force. Yi He realizes Shen Guan's strikes combine physical and internal martial force. Yi He steadies himself and prepares to fight back with full power. Shen Guan locks Yi He in a hold, blocking his ability to use martial energy. With a fierce throw, Shen Guan sends Yi He flying across the stage. A blazing tiger spirit roars behind Shen Guan as he unleashes his full might. Yi He is struck by a devastating kick, launched through the air with violent speed. Shen Guan strikes with overwhelming force, his spirit energy forming a giant fiery beast. Yi He declares he won't lose, summoning all his strength to resist. A massive energy blast erupts as their powers collide head-on. Shen Guan laughs wildly, enjoying the pain and declaring dominance. Emergency medics rush in, prepared for the worst after Shen Guan's brutal combo. A sudden force stirs the air as something unexpected begins to shift. A witness's eyes widen in shock as a mysterious light appears. A massive wave of blue energy bursts out, shaking the entire arena. A terrifying dark beast form emerges, covered in lightning and scales. With glowing eyes and crackling power, he reveals his true monstrous form. Spectators are stunned. This is a rare full beast transformation in a high schooler. The beastly fighter steps forward, his awakened bloodline power overwhelming the field. An elder examiner notices an unusual spike in energy from the battlefield. Everyone panics as Yi He's core radiation skyrockets off the charts 9999999. A powerful barrier is activated to contain Yi He's overwhelming core energy. Spectators are stunned. Yi He's bloodline awakening is unlike anything they've seen. Yi He smirks in his beast form, realizing no one on this planet knows what he is. Shen Guan begins bleeding again, realizing he can no longer contain Yi He's energy. Shen Guan unleashes his own terrifying beast form, radiating golden power. Yi He descends in his awakened form, locking eyes with Shen Guan in a final showdown. Both warriors charge up their ultimate martial arts techniques, power surging violently. Yi He unleashes a devastating blue slash, tearing through Shen Guan's defenses. Shen Guan's arm is shredded, he barely manages to block the attack in time. Yi He hovers with unstoppable energy, telling Shen Guan it's over despite his strength. Yi He and Shen Guan face off, both unleashing powerful bloodline energy. The opponent senses Yi He's strength has become uncontrollable after awakening. Yi He dives from above, lightning crackling across his beast form. He smashes down with a rapid barrage, overwhelming Shen Guan. Yi He unleashes a golden dragon-shaped fist. The attack rushes toward Shen Guan with immense force. Yi He grabs his arm and flips over him. He slams Shen Guan straight into the ground. Yi He's fist crashes down like a meteor. The impact explodes, sending shock waves across the arena. Shen Guan manages to land, barely steady. Yi He stands unfazed, lightning sparking from his body. Yi He lands heavily, cracking the ground beneath him. He releases a massive burst of blue energy. Shen Guan takes a hit but stands stunned. Then suddenly, Shen Guan drops to the ground and surrenders. Yi He shouts in frustration, annoyed by the delay. He lowers his claw, calming down, then exhales the leftover energy with discomfort. The match ends. Yi He is declared the winner. Online, fans joke about how he didn't even go all out. Social media explodes with his clips and praises. A VIP watcher proudly bets everything on Yehe. The principal yells, furious that Shen Guan surrendered. He threatens to cut support unless Shen Guan repays everything. Shen Guan grabs his shoulder, silencing him instantly. He explains he surrendered to avoid permanent damage. Shen Guan warns him strength can't be controlled with threats. The principal is stunned and quietly agrees. The top 4 finalists of the tournament are announced. Yi He's school dominates, taking 3 of the 4 spots. The school leader laughs, expecting a promotion. Fans cheer as the semi-finals draw ceremony begins. Yi He draws the same lot again. Group A. His opponent, a strong girl, also draws Group A. The semi-final match is set: Yi He vs Liu Qingzhu. Fans go wild for the most hyped battle yet. Liu Qingzhu unleashes a divine phoenix, glowing with fierce energy. Her power alone crushed a top-tier bloodline user with ease. Yi He counters with a thunder beast, equally terrifying. His bloodline awakens, fully rivaling hers in strength. Viewers quietly agree both sides are equally matched. The arena is silent, tension building for the semifinals. Yi He and Liu Qingzhu step forward as their names are called. The referee signals the match begins. Yi He steps forward through the explosion without a scratch. Liu Qingzhu smiles calmly, unshaken. Yi He's aura rises, forming a terrifying beast in the smoke. She tightens her stance, hoping Yi He is strong enough. Yi He releases a huge burst of steam, covering the whole stage in smoke. The crowd is confused, unable to see what's happening through the thick fog. The commentator excitedly wonders how the genius Liu Qingzhu will counter Yi He's unexpected move. He speculates whether Yi He has activated some kind of bloodline awakening. Yi He watches as Liu Qingzhu's silhouette calmly stands within the smoke. He realizes her skills and battle intelligence are far superior, making prolonged fighting dangerous. Knowing this, Liu Qingzhu charges in at full power with a blazing energy attack. Liu Qingzhu surrounds herself with energy, preparing to counter Yi He's attack. Yi He charges forward at full speed, eyes glowing with intensity. He suddenly spins into a sweeping attack, aiming to catch Liu off guard. Liu blocks midair, surprised by his unexpected move. A giant shadowy dragon roars behind him, unleashing terrifying pressure. Yi He leaps in with a powerful energy punch, aiming straight at Liu Qingzhu. Spectators criticize Yi He for being ruthless, while Liu Qingzhu struggles to hold back the attack. Her energy bursts out, but it disrupts her timing and stance. Yi He strikes her directly with a fierce energy-infused blow. Liu Qingzhu is hit hard and has no time to recover. Yi He follows up with a devastating overhead attack as she falls. Yi He tries to land a powerful claw strike, but Liu Qingzhu dodges at the last second. He unleashes a massive energy wave, aiming to overwhelm her. Liu Qingzhu calmly analyzes the technique, recognizing his energy-infused claws. She flips over the energy slash, narrowly avoiding its impact. Then, with perfect timing, she counters with a piercing energy strike of her own. Yi He launches a relentless flurry of attacks, striking with overwhelming force. Liu Qingzhu braces herself, shocked by his stamina and relentless power. She recalls her 2 martial techniques, one focused on defense. The secret scrolls of her clan flash in her mind, defensive and offensive arts. If she could activate even one, she could escape this desperate situation. But Yi He doesn't give her any opening to counter. She realizes that if this continues, she'll be forced off the stage and lose. Liu Qingzhu holds her guard, eyes sharp with determination. Yi He grips a mysterious purple feather, dark energy swirling around it. He notices the shift and braces herself as tension builds. Yi He activates his final trump card, his eye glowing with ominous power. The feather releases its energy, triggering a powerful awakening. A mysterious purple flame bursts open above Yi He, catching him off guard. Liu Qingzhu appears midair with glowing wings, her body transformed by immense power. She activates her bloodline, awakening the power of the phantom sparrow. Her eyes glow as she warns Yi He she can't control her strength in this state. Yi He smiles confidently, saying that's exactly what he wanted to hear. He reveals he was only using half his power until now and is ready to go all out. Yi He suddenly senses danger from behind as purple energy flashes. Liu Qingyu swoops in with full force, releasing a devastating strike. Yi He roars with power, countering with his explosive energy. Their attacks collide in midair, creating a massive shockwave. The audience is overwhelmed by the blast, shielding their eyes from the impact. The shockwave continues to ripple across the arena, leaving the crowd in awe. Liu Qingyu soars through the sky, her wings slicing the air with force. Her glowing eyes widen as she senses something terrifying ahead. Yi He unleashes a monstrous surge of lightning energy, shaking the entire arena. He transforms into a terrifying beast-like form, glowing with deadly power. A massive blue energy blast explodes in the center of the arena, lighting up the stage as Yi He and Liu Qingyu clash fiercely in their first semi-final match. Liu Qingyu senses the rising energy and looks alarmed. She mutters that this energy fluctuation feels dangerous. Yi He unleashes his full strength, dark energy surging as he prepares to strike with unstoppable power. Massive energy erupts from Yi He's back, forming sharp, glowing spikes as he stores an immense amount of power. Yi He's face begins to morph into a terrifying energy skull, his ultimate power fully concentrated, about to be released in a devastating blast. Yi He releases a massive energy beam from his mouth, blasting forward with overwhelming power and fury. Liu Qingyu stands firm within the blinding energy, her silhouette glowing as she faces the devastating attack head-on. She braces herself, absorbing the energy blast with a powerful barrier. Glowing with intense force, Liu Qingyu's hidden potential awakens. Her eye glows fiercely as her power starts to break free. The energy beam strikes the ground with explosive force, sending a blinding shock wave across the arena. Liu Qingyu reflects the beam with her enchanted feather, redirecting the attack with a brilliant counter. Observers realize Yi He's breath attack has been deflected by the feathers on Liu Qingyu's body, turning the tide. The crowd gasps in shock and fear, shielding themselves from the powerful energy blast surging toward them. A glowing hexagonal barrier activates just in time, shielding the audience from the incoming blast. The redirected energy explodes against the barrier, causing violent shock waves and blinding flashes. A tall man in a red shirt and suit calmly walks through the golden light, exuding authority and control. With a serious expression, he declares that today, the strongest guardian in Enchang's history will be born. The announcer excitedly praises the mayor, saying it's thanks to him that the audience was safely protected. Blood slowly drips onto the ground, hinting at a serious injury that just occurred. Liu Qingyu stands with her wings damaged, her body wounded, yet she remains standing, refusing to fall. She realizes Yi He's single attack pierced through her most powerful defense, leaving her stunned. Trembling, she questions herself, can I really defeat him? As fear and uncertainty begin to show, Liu Qingyu recalls the voices of her ancestors, urging her not to lose. They see her as the last hope to restore their family's honor. A young Liu Qingyu stares up at the ancestral tablets, overwhelmed and trembling as the pressure consumes her. Her mother reminds her that everything her training, her upbringing was for this moment. She must not fail. Her mother's voice grows colder, commanding her not only to win this battle, but to keep winning forever. With tears and fear in her eyes, Liu Qingyu struggles to speak. But mom, I can't breathe. Liu Qingyu gazes ahead, tears forming as she whispers. I'm so tired. Yi He stands tall, his body crackling with energy. Liu thinks Yi He is unbelievably strong. She smiles faintly and thinks facing someone this powerful may be losing is only natural. With a fierce final burst, Liu Qingyu dives forward, yelling for Yi He to end it and strike her down. Liu Qingyu charges in with a final strike, but Yi He calmly stops her by grabbing her attack midair. Shocked and breathless, she asks, Why? Why didn't you dodge? Yi He looks at her seriously and says, Qingyu, why have you lost your fighting spirit? Liu's eyes widen in realization as Yi He's words strike a nerve. Yi He glares at her and demands, Have you ever truly seen me for who I am? Yi He gathers fierce energy in his fist, shouting that he wants to unleash this power in a proper, direct fight. Liu Qingju's eyes widen, shocked by Yi He's overwhelming energy and determination. Yi He forcefully slams Liu into the ground, his energy erupting as he pushes her to the limit. Yi He demands with intensity, "Take me seriously," Liu screams. "I admit it," repeatedly, overwhelmed by Yi He's relentless blows. She laments no one has ever hit her like this before. Liu Qingzhu, holding her head and trembling, cries out, "I was willing to let you win. Why are you still pushing me so hard?" A powerful blast sends Liu flying backward, and someone yells angrily, "Don't hit a girl in the face, you jerk." Yi He smirks confidently and says, "That's right. If you don't want to get hit, then fight me seriously." Liu Qingzhu awakens with immense energy, transforming with glowing wings like a phoenix reborn in lightning and flame. Liu Qingzhu's eyes light up with tears and power. She activates her final transformation, the true demon beast form. With calm resolve and radiant energy, Liu declares, "Yi He, as you wished, I will fight you in my strongest form." Yi He stands firmly on the ground as Liu Qingzhu descends from the sky, radiating powerful purple lightning with her wings. He smirks confidently, his eyes glowing blue with excitement as he faces the true form of the beast. Yi He unleashes a powerful transformation, his body covered in blazing blue energy. He roars fiercely as he activates his strongest body technique, merging magic and martial arts. Yi He charges forward fiercely, his body wrapped in wild blue flames, ready to clash. Liu Qingzhu blocks Yi He's attack with her wings glowing in fierce purple energy. A massive explosion of purple light bursts out as their powers violently clash. Yi He punches through the swirling purple energy, forcing his way toward Liu Qingzhu. Yi He powers up with raging blue flames, his body tearing through the storm of energy like an unstoppable force. Liu Qingzhu closes her eyes and starts absorbing the surrounding energy into her body. Liu Qingzhu unleashes a roaring blast of overwhelming purple energy, shaking the entire battlefield. Liu Qingzhu unleashes a gigantic beam of purple energy toward Yi He. Yi He braces himself, surrounded by a thick shield of blue lightning energy. He glares fiercely and mocks her, showing he's ready to counterattack. Sharp crystals of blue energy burst violently from Yi He's body, amplifying his power. Liu Qingzhu focuses all her energy between her fingers, preparing a deadly attack. Determined, Liu Qingzhu abandons defense to unleash the Liu clan's strongest move. Liu Qingzhu releases a massive, blinding surge of purple lightning, aiming straight at Yi He. Yi He counters with a devastating blue energy beam, colliding fiercely with Liu Qingzhu's attack. Liu Qingzhu channels the power of her bloodline into a glowing orb of energy. She unleashes a deadly bloodline technique, firing multiple sharp beams of energy downward. The energy beams crash violently into the ground, causing massive destruction. The crowd watches in shock as Yi He's atomic breath and Liu Qingzhu's bloodline strike collide fiercely. An announcer panics, realizing the clash is too powerful for either fighter to fully control. Huang Qing calmly activates a secret genetic technique. His eyes glowing with a fiery light, a giant golden wall bursts from the ground, radiating a powerful aura to block the clash. The barrier is immediately overwhelmed and cracked by the violent collision of forces. The audience watches in fear, realizing the mayor must have created that shield. Someone wonders if the mayor is trying to stop Yi He and Liu Qingzhu's deadly clash. Another spectator worries that without the mayor's intervention, everyone would be caught in the blast. Huang Qing silently observes the weakened golden barrier, realizing it was rushed and unstable. He thinks about how Yi He and Liu Qingzhu's combined attacks caused the massive explosion. Blood drips from Liu Qingzhu's wounded hand as she struggles to stay conscious. Liu Qingzhu kneels on the ground, heavily injured and barely able to move. Despite her injuries, Liu Qingzhu stares ahead with fierce determination, refusing to give up. Yi He steps forward firmly, cracking the ground beneath his foot. He stands tall and unscathed, looking down at the injured Liu Qingzhu kneeling before him. Liu Qingzhu stares in disbelief, realizing her strongest attack barely scratched Yi He. Yi He calmly warns her that if she doesn't remove the radiation poisoning from her body, she'll be crippled forever. Liu Qingyu trembles silently, struggling to find her words. Tears stream down Liu Qingyu's face as she cries out, asking why he forced her into such a brutal fight. He crouches calmly in front of her, meeting her gaze without anger. He questions whether she truly didn't want to fight, or if she just refuses to admit her desire to win. He tells her that during their battle, he could clearly feel her desperate thirst for victory. Liu Qingyu looks up at Yi in shock, speechless for a moment. In her heart, she admits Yi was right, she truly wanted to defeat him. Memories flash through her mind, recalling how she abandoned defense to launch her strongest attack. Confused and frustrated, Liu Qingyu wonders why, despite wanting to surrender, her body kept fighting to win. Liu Qingyu lowers her head, realizing she truly enjoyed fighting for her own sake. Blushing deeply, Liu Qingyu gets flustered when Yi lightly grabs her by the collar. Yi tells her that during the battle, her mind was filled with too many unnecessary emotions. He explains that this confusion and hesitation is the real reason why she lost. Yi turns away and says that Liu Qingyu is still the strongest opponent he has faced so far. With a smile, Yi says he looks forward to having a pure and fair fight with her next time. Liu Qingyu blushes deeply, her heart shaken by Yi's words. The smoke clears, revealing Yi standing alone and undefeated in the arena. Yi raises his hand in victory as the announcement declares his win in the first semi-final match. After defeating Liu Qingyu, Chu Zhu easily wins his match and advances to the final stage. The final battle of Enchang High School begins, with Yi facing off against Chu Zhu. The Enchang finals officially start as the massive audience eagerly watches the live broadcast. Chu Zhu draws his glowing sword and unleashes a powerful energy, preparing to strike. Yi smirks confidently, challenging Chu Zhu to attack him without holding back. Chu Zhu charges forward with a powerful spinning slash, shattering barriers in his path. Yi stands confidently as a massive shockwave bursts around him, pushing Chu Zhu back. Yi wraps his body in fierce energy, preparing for a devastating counterattack. He unleashes a destructive energy punch, sending shock waves and shards flying everywhere. Chu Zhu, holding his glowing sword, remarks that Yi is too lazy to find his real body and instead attacks all clones with brute force. He realizes his defense is completely useless against Chu Zhu and admits Chu Zhu is a true monster. Yi, with a fierce expression, decides to attack from a distance since close combat is impossible. He summons a giant, fierce dragon made of energy to attack Chu Zhu with overwhelming force. Yi activates his bloodline power, Ice Veins, unleashing a freezing energy that spreads rapidly. The battlefield is covered in gigantic ice spikes as Yi unleashes a massive, area-wide ice attack. Chu Zhu's Ice Vein power is so strong that it creates a massive ice mountain, trapping Yi inside. Chu Zhu sweats slightly, realizing that unleashing such intense ice power is a heavy burden on his body. The audience notices that the huge ice mountain has started melting from the inside. A brilliant explosion of golden and blue energy erupts as Yi breaks free with overwhelming force. Chu Zhu's eyes widen in shock as he witnesses the powerful counterattack. Chu Zhu prepares to unleash a powerful ice-based attack aimed at the massive crystal formation. A huge blue explosion bursts out, shaking the entire battlefield with incredible force. A sharp dragon-like claw slams onto the ground, cracking the surface with its impact. Yi appears in a monstrous, dragon-armored form, towering over Chu Zhu with overwhelming presence. Chu Zhu silently tightens his grip, staying calm in the face of the new terrifying transformation. Yi, with a sharp and determined gaze, announces that he will unleash his ultimate move originally reserved for another opponent. Yi gathers massive energy and forms an enormous, blinding sword of pure power, preparing to strike with full force. Huang King watches in shock, realizing that despite Yi's young age, he already possesses terrifying sword intent and power. Yi launches a fierce, full-power strike wrapped in massive blue energy. Blood splashes into the air, hinting that someone has taken a heavy hit. Yi, wounded but unfazed, coldly mocks Chu Zhu, saying he might stand a chance if he had a better sword. Chu Zhu looks up, shocked and overwhelmed by the strength of Yi's counterattack. Chu Zhu's sword shatters into pieces on the ground, showing his defeat. Chu Zhu, sweating and serious, asks how big his remaining chance is. Yi He smiles calmly and mocks that Chu Zhu's chances are only slightly better than a stray dog's success. Acknowledging his defeat, Chu Zhu raises his hand and surrenders. The final announcement is made. Yi He wins the Enchang High School final battle. Yi He supporters cheer excitedly after his victory. Yi He stands proud as his live stream popularity explodes. His face appears on buildings across the city, celebrating his win. People praise Yi He as the strongest champion in Enchang's history. The crowd roars Yi He name in the stadium. The host announces Yi He as the champion after 3 days of battles. A reporter asks Yi He about his rise from the bottom. Yi He thanks his teacher for believing in him during tough times. The principal suddenly calls out to Yi He. The principal offers Yi He a $2 million scholarship. Yi He excitedly thanks the school and the principal for the reward. He proudly thanks himself for his hard work and success. Yi He is shocked to learn he unlocked a hidden system reward for winning the title. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part,